Well, it's off to a very hot and sticky Memphis this week for the WGC-FedEx St. Jude Invitational, TPC Southwind, a very well-known course. It's been part of the PGA Tour rotation since 1989. Justin Thomas is defending champion. Brooks Koepka won the year before when it became a WGC. Right, Alec, we've gone through our top 10 and now we're on to our Sizzlers. And the first name is an Aussie that we're going to talk about. Would you be shocked to hear that Adam Scott is at 123 in the FedEx Cup standings right now?
I am shocked at 123 for the jacket. We call him, of course, Adam Scott the Jacket because he's the only Australian that has a green jacket. He early on said he was not going to play in the Olympics. He was focused on the tour here. He finds himself at 123. I've got him on the Sizzle, or we have him on the Sizzle this week, Diane. This course has emerged as a long straight hitters driving course. Don't have to be legendary on the greens like Berger or Dustin Johnson or Brooks Koepka. They're not super exceptional on that part of the game. Can Adam Scott pull himself together this week, Diane, and get another 50 or 70 FedEx Cup points and finish in the top 10 this week? Of course he can, mate. He's an Aussie, and he's going to bring it home this week, Diane. I've got everything thinking about Adam Scott.
He's only had one top 10 finish this season, and that came at the very start of the year at the Farmers Insurance. You know, a couple of top 13s, the Travelers not long ago, but you're right, he did say very early on that he was not going to be going to the Olympics because he was so focused on this busy part of the season. So he can't be happy with 123. Someone of Adam Scott's caliber, he's going to be playing golf still for a very long time. Will that number bother him right now?
I think certainly would. This does, as players get older, I don't even know how old Scotty is. He's probably not even 40 yet, or is he close?
Yeah, he must.
You find yourself in these positions, Diane, but I know one thing about Adam Scott. He does not want to be not exempt going into next year, meaning that, yes, he would get 25 events next year, but they're not the events that he wants to. He is going to fight. And that's why he's on our Sizzler list this week. And what's his odds, by the way? They're pretty high.
Adam Scott's 80 to 1.
You'll never ever find Adam Scott at 80 to 1. Yep. There's a tip for you.
I know, right? A good one. Our second Sizzler this week is 125 to 1, which is amazing for a Sizzler. And this guy jumped all the way up to number 22 in our re-ranking, which is incredible. We don't have a huge amount of stats for him. However, what we do have is our eyes and your golf brain. And this guy just won the Scottish Open. Min Woo Lee. He's definitely on your radar.
I watched him win the Scottish Open. It came out of the blue a little bit, and I talked to you a little bit offline about how hard it is to go over to Scotland and play your game on those conditions. Then I saw his swing on social media, and I must have looked at it 50 times. He was demonstrating a particular shot, and I thought to myself, wow, this swing is just incredible. And then I started to think about how I would handicap him this week, and I thought, how excited would this kid be coming to this event, no cut, good form from winning the Scottish? Is this going to be like a Higo that's been playing good overseas and come over here and just go bang? Could happen. Min Woo Lee's swing, Diane, is flawless, and I'm looking for him to have a great big week right here at Memphis.
What do you see in his swing? Like, if you were to break it down and pinpoint one thing that you like so much, what is it?
Well, whenever I look at a swing, and I'm going to go a little bit technical here, I break it up into three areas. What is the body doing? What is the plane of the shaft doing? And what is the club face doing? And there's a sort of a symmetry when you see Adam Scott, Louis Oosthuizen, those things match up so nicely with the speed of his swing and the plane that it's on. There's no extra moving parts. This swing is absolutely as good as I've seen in a long time.
Okay, so Minwoo Lee, that is why he's our second Sizzler. And our third is 110 to 1, had a really good Olympics, so he's one of those guys who is making the trip back from Japan, but he's going to keep that momentum going. Ryder Cup is not an issue for him, but 35th in the FedEx Cup standings. We know the top 30 make it all the way to the Tour Championship. It's been a good season so far for Carlos Ortiz.
Yep, our own Houston Open champion, Carlos Ortiz. He was in the lead at the Olympics, I think, mid-second or third round, was right there the whole week. I think it was with Rory on Sunday, almost medaled. Very young, comes from Mexico. It's a hot climate there. I think Ortiz will realize that he actually could have won the medal last week. Looking at all these guys around him, Schauffele, Rory, Morikawa, all these great players. And I think he's going to realize that, hey, I just almost won a medal with all these guys that really wanted to try to win a medal. Mm-hmm. And I just think Ortiz is in the right frame of mind mentally. I am hoping so, Diane, because he's got tremendous odds if you're looking for that kind of a pick this week.
Yeah, 110 to 1. The only thing that we would maybe add about this tournament that we'll talk about with someone in a second is withdrawals, because a lot of guys are making the trip back from Japan, so you don't know how fatigue's going to affect them, and they might get to the course and realize that they're just not in the right frame of mind or fitness-wise to play. The other thing about Ortiz is his wife is expecting a baby really soon, their third child, so making that trip to Tokyo was probably a little bit apprehensive for him to do, but played well, came back. They were talking on TV about how this baby is not far away, so that's maybe something to think about too.
I also heard Ortiz was roommates with another Mexican boxer that was coming home at 11 or 12 at night and had so much adrenaline he was just running around the room and was keeping him awake, and he was apologizing and all this. So these are all the stories, of course, that go with the Olympics. I'll give you a little secret this week, Diane. We're not going to see many withdrawals, because if there is a withdrawal, then nobody else gets in. So you might as well tee off and then withdraw after one hole, because then you'll get the money. So you won't see any withdrawals this week.
Okay, I like that. So our three Sizzlers, Adam Scott, Minwoo Lee and Carlos Ortiz. Now, there is a question mark over Bryson DeChambeau, and we should talk about that quickly, because he didn't take part in the Olympics because he tested positive for COVID. Same with John Ram. John Ram is not playing this week. Bryson is in the field, but this whole COVID testing, we don't know. There's been no word at the time of recording as to whether or not Bryson is testing negative or positive or what.
Yeah, we don't know anything about Bryson, but we do know this. We have a rule here in our building, Diane, that says never pick Bryson when he's been coming out of the garage on week one, when he's either working on his swing, working on weights, had COVID, doesn't have COVID. We don't know, so he never comes out hot. It's always, let's see, maybe the second round of the playoffs is when we'll start talking about him again.
All right then. Elk, thank you very much. We're going to get Jay Kaplan on soon to talk about those dark horses. Saturday is considered moving day, and you can play along on the SG Tour. It's a one-day stroke play competition where you select a team of 4 players to shoot the lowest scores of the day. Will you make big moves? Download the SG Tour Golf Gaming app on iOS now.